Those were the days. So, all right, we're gonna move on to the next article before we fucking lose connection again or some shit.
Hell yeah.
So this is our final article, actually. Ubisoft has announced a new Assassin's Creed game, code name Infinity. That's not the official name yet. They plan to have this be a full online live service game, which means constant updates, DLCs, seasons, etc. Just like an MMORPG or something like that, or like I'm not gonna say it. So also the game would jump through different timelines throughout players' playthroughs. So what I would like to know is your thoughts on the franchise, on how the franchise is doing, and if this is really needed. And I'll ask another question later on afterwards. But Danny, what do you think of the franchise and how it's doing, and if they really need something like this?
I think they need it because they need to freshen it up because everybody's bored with the their current configuration, which is, you know, you, bad reason to go into the past for some fucking relic thing that makes no sense. There's a storyline that's gone
Yeah.
way out of par from its original storyline. I mean, I think they needed to do one in the future because that's what the first one was setting up for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was setting up for your main character to be in the future and do all that stuff in the future or its present time. You
Yeah,
know,
present time. Yeah.
and it's like it kept taking some of the skills it learned to its present time, which was like our future, whatever. And eventually he could have been this badass, but it didn't quite do it. I mean, I think he
Yeah.
kind of escaped, but something like that. But they could have did a whole future version of it, and it would have been more interesting. But they keep doing the same thing. You go to the past as some fucking crazy Roman or
Well, they changed up the
Viking or
gameplay
something.
dramatically though since Odyssey and the Viking one and stuff. Like it's turned into an RPG already. So all they're adding into it now is the MMO aspect of it, in a sense.
I mean, it turned a little bit of an RPG, but it's not that much. It's still more action based than anything. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, they always had all the puzzles and all that crazy shit, but still, it's the same. It feels like the same. All the games feel exactly the same, and that's what everybody's complaint is. This is another Assassin's Creed. That makes no sense, but all right. How come every fucking timeline has monks with white hoods? Like, that makes sense.
Because assassins need to look cool.
So they look like monks. Like, this is what I
That's
mean.
part of their creed to look
It's
cool.
part of their creed.
Ah.
Yeah, you couldn't keep a straight face. I saw that smirk.
That
Yeah.
was bad. But I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Randy, what about you?
I don't care for the series anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I genuinely like just everything that Danny said towards the end. I'm like, fuck this. Like after last one I played was Brotherhood or
Me
two.
too.
Either
I
way,
think
it was just
another,
it was the Ezio arc. I didn't finish it entirely, but that was the last time I played it. I didn't touch it afterwards. I played a little bit of 3. I will admit the Native American one.
Yeah.
Aside
Yeah.
from, I did
That was the
not give a
final
shit
one from
about
the
it.
main storyline. That was the only one that I really cared for afterwards.
Yeah, no, I mean I get that, but at the same time,
Mhm.
like it deviated so fucking far from what it originally was to now it's like an RPG, isn't it?
Yeah, it
There's a whole
is. It's
fucking
very.
leveling
There's a
system.
leveling system. There's a stat system. There's hundreds of
Your hidden blade
equipments,
that was supposed to
armor.
assassinate people
Yeah,
can't do that.
yeah.
Like you
yeah.
just critical hit to the jugular.
They took away the
Huh?
assassination part of Assassin's Creed, pretty much. Like this,
Uh,
Mhm.
it's less
it's
about
really
stealth.
stupid. I
Yeah,
no me gusta. That's it.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not excited for what they do.
but this,
It could
but this
be
is,
a
but
whole
this
like
is,
let me just say this real quick. They could literally build the game from the ground up, but just because the series has become what it's become, I don't care what the name is. I don't care. I'm through with it. It could be the next big thing. I don't know. Uh, I'm with the shits.
Yeah. Kevin.
um, I only remember watching my brother play Syndicate and watching how
Oof.
terrible the yeah. So that's my whole experience with it.
Yeah.
Watching the game, but not enjoying it. Not a fan. Don't really care for it. I thought the game was dead for like years. And then making it multiplayer, I was like, every time they say multiplayer in Assassin's Creed, I just think of Syndicated. the face is not rendering or something happening, you glitch through a wall. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope that it does something. It makes some kind of impact that it wants, and then spins off to the ether or something.
Danny, you had something else to say?
I just think that the game does need this. I think it's the next evolution in the game to make it fresh, to make it new. And storyline wise, what they've been doing, it kind of does make sense anyway. Because again, I think like maybe it's Brotherhood. I can't remember which one the last one I played, but they already had a whole office of people doing this and finding weapons and finding whatever it was they were trying to find. I don't know the exact lore because I haven't really played them, and then now they're just making it where millions of people are now in this fucking VR world thing all at once, and it should be interesting. I mean, it all depends on how they do it. I mean, it's gonna be weird to have a million fucking people trying to sneak up on each other and stab them in the back, but
Mhm.
There's 10 people stabbing the same guy in the back.
yeah.
Fight back!
So-
Fight back! Just a
But
box.
to see what they do should be. It can't. I'd rather this than them continue on the path they have been. If they're gonna continue this game, I think they need to end it because that's what these fucking. I think that's what these greedy fucking developers have not learned yet. Is that
Kevin,
sometimes
what are you doing?
he's playing video
Sorry,
games.
I'm playing something. Sorry, I'm gonna get off. I'm playing Guilty
So-
Gear.
Of course you are.
So
They're not-
Be civilized and play Smash like me. Come on.
exactly, or Final Fantasy like me.
So,
So-
go ahead, Danny.
they fuck. I lost my train of thought.
They need to end the franchise. Is where you stopped at.
Yeah, yes, I think they need to end the franchise. I mean, nobody's ending their franchises. That is part of what makes this. Oh my god, this was great. And then they ended it, and then later on, 10 years from now, whatever it was, you could do a remake or remaster it
This
start from
is
the beginning.
this is the problem with these trendy games, and it's sad to say, like, people who keep on buying these games who give the developers more of a reason to continue with the franchise. People keep on buying Assassin's Creed game, they're gonna keep on making Assassin's Creed game in the exact boring same way. People keep on buying Call of Duty, for some reason they're enjoying it, but it's the same fucking game every single time, just with a new fresh coat of paint. What else? Fucking Dynasty Warriors, a lot of the Sonic games, things like that. People still buy these things, and yet they still continue to make crap because it's all the same shit. Like, yeah, Assassin's Creed should end for the longest time and take like a 10-year hiatus. I remember when Ubisoft, they first said, we're gonna stop doing the annual Assassin's Creed game because we noticed that the quality is not what it used to be. So we're gonna take 2 years off. And I'm just like, no, make people miss this game. Make people feel nostalgic for this game. Wait like 10 fucking years. You've been working on the same shit for so long. You have no creative juices in you anymore to like do something new. Like, do something better, move on, and then come back to it later. And hopefully something better will come out from it.
You know what's funny? There's a game that I recently played, and it's a fighting game. So I'm gonna take my shot now. Hold on, I'm gonna turn the camera on so you guys can see me.
Should take a shot for playing a fighting. You should take a double shot for playing a fighting game.
I know, right?
Wait, there was probably like half a sip in that bitch. No, give the whole pouch a suck.
I can't.
Suck.
You give him some brain freeze.
That was drastic.
There's a fighting game that I played not even a couple years ago, a couple months ago, and it took a 19-year break before they made the new version of it, which is Melty Blood type Moon Lunar.
Mhm.
And I'm like, it looks way better. I'm not gonna say way better. It looks more like I would say a better texturized. No, a better texturized version of the previous version. And I was like, I didn't even know they were making it, and it looks great. And I was like, man, this is what 19 years of stirring the pot in one game may do. But
Yeah.
like for Assassin's Creed, they throw so many out, and then it's like so many games like it. It's hard for it to be like, oh, we're gonna just take a couple years and like think of something new. You can't think of anything new. You did Pirates, you did a Native American, you did You did brother and sister. Like, what more can you do? Aliens? You're gonna have alien Assassin's Creed?
I mean,
Then you're going
technically,
to
they
Halo.
already do. Like the freaking Adam and Eve and the first civilization and stuff. They're practically like, I wouldn't say extraterrestrials, but they were the first civilization. Like, I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
It's already went the sci-fi route, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, they've. I would say they've wrote themselves into like a corner, and it's like, what more can you do that's different? Like, everybody's gonna be like, come on, do stuff, and it's just like dead, like on the floor, not doing anything, because we're expecting so much of it, or the people that are expecting so much out of it
Do something.
already got. Like, oh, and side note, I don't know if you guys know this, but Dynasty Warriors came out with a live action movie. And
I did. I saw
it.
the trailer for
Alright,
that.
don't tell me
It was something else. Is all I'm gonna say.
Jeez.
Like, it was legit something else. But
Dynasty
yeah,
Warrior games is still. Why would the fucking movie be any good?
the horse was drifting on water, so you beat a jump in that.
God.
I mean, the novelty of like movies and games of that variety, that how to put it, with wire fu and shit, you know, the extreme over the topness that's what makes it really good. As for Dynasty Warriors having like a lot of games, I was like thinking about how like when Danny said that, yes, they do have a lot of games, but also like they take different parts of history and just make them as over the top as they fucking can. But it's still fun. It's a hack and slash. At least what they
So
did
you're
was that they
you're
still
explaining exactly what Assassin's Creed is too.
No, but this is the thing. Now, Dynasty Warriors, they started off as a complete fucking hack and slash, just a Muso game, nothing but fucking crazy shit, and they stuck to it from the beginning. Assassin's Creed deviated very fucking hard from what they were at the start.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, like
No, fucking Dynasty Warriors. After I played part one, and then you played part two, and it's like, oh, this is the same fucking thing. Even part one wasn't even that fun. It's fun to a point, but then it's like you don't even want to. For me, I don't want to finish them because it's like I get it. It's the same fucking thing over and over. You're destroying hundreds of these fucking guys. It's just not. It's super easy.
And
It's
the
not really
enemy
that fun.
officer
And then
is defeated.
yeah, and then you fight some kind of boss guy who's just as easy.
Lubu.
And then and then they made like 19 fucking parts of the same exact game.
So Randy
Like to the
does
point where I don't even touch them anymore.
Randy does make a good point though, that even though the games are boring, the game, boring now anyways, and they're all the
I
same
select
shit.
the Warriors game.
Huh?
I select the Warriors games.
Oh,
I really enjoy them
boring.
Yeah,
personally.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Fucking
every
horrible.
to each their own. Like everybody's got their own thing, but like they're all the same game though. You will admit that they're all pretty much the same, regardless
yeah,
if
no,
you enjoyed it.
Oh,
or
yeah,
not.
of course. Yeah.
So the point is, like, I agree that they're all the same, and Assassin's Creed had been the same thing to a point until Odyssey came out, and then actually was Origins first.
No.
Did it turn RPG? It was an RPG, right? Yeah. So it was Odyssey first, and then the Viking game. I can't remember the name of it.
Valhalla.
Valhalla. So
Because it was it Egypt or Rome first?
It-
Because it was Egypt, Rome,
first.
and Norse. That they're all RPGs.
Egypt was Origins.
Egypt was Origins. Odyssey was Rome.
Yes.
And Valhalla is
Valhalla's
the
Viking.
Norse
Right.
game.
Yeah, the Norse
Yeah.
game. So those were drastic changes, which I could understand, but at that point, could you even really call it an Assassin's Creed game? It's not even. It doesn't
It's
play
just
the
a name.
same. It's just a name now at this point. Like it means nothing because it's turned into something completely different, and they just slapped the name
But it
on there
still
because it's
has-
well known.
Yeah, I mean, some of the base mechanics have, but the whole premise of it is like saying, that Star Wars Force Unleashed. What the fuck? I keep calling the wrong name. Force Awakens.
Force
Keep
Awakens.
is they go, oh, it's a Dark Souls like. Well, I think it's nothing Dark Souls. Well, they reset when they start, and like they
Jedi
have
Order.
the premise.
Mm.
Jedi or whatever.
Or Fallen Order,
mean,
or something like that. Whatever the
it's
fuck it
Fallen.
is.
Yeah.
Point is,
Yeah, Fallen Order.
But that's
Wars.
It's Fallen
I don't know if that's a good example though, because every
That's
Star
definitely not a
Wars
good
game,
example.
although
not saying
Star
that's
Wars is a
Star-
franchise, every Star Wars game is very different. from each other.
I'm not saying yes, as it is. I'm saying that they call it a Dark Souls like.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's not dark. It's not Souls like. I don't agree. And you're like, well, they restart, and that's that's the main concept. And this has the premise. This Assassin's Creed has a yes, you do RPG, and they added elements to make the game a little bit different, but it still has the same premise.
It's not a little bit different. That's what I'm saying. The whole thing is from the ground up is completely different game.
Because the main character is in the main character, whatever your protagonist at the time is playing it, is in the VR suit to try to figure out some kind of fucking secret to some kind of hidden idea or weapon, and you're actually in the past, and this is not actually happening. I mean, you're in the future.
We're not talking about story.
And then but then also the combat mechanics wise is still the same thing.
It's not. I keep saying that. It's not.
The best way to describe this, right, is like the evolution of Sonic games. Comparing the old Sonic games to, like, let's say Adventure 2 Battle. Or Unleashed, or whatever.
Oh, that's a great example.
The Sonic of War.
Yeah. The Sonic, So the game started off the same, but the way that I would say the way that you interact with, like, attacking enemies and everything, it's completely different than just you jump and you hope you hit the enemy, rather than you jump and you can hit the enemy whenever you feel like it. You can literally be about to hit the ground, you can just attack them. It's
like calling. It's not saying that's not a Sonic game anymore. It is.
No. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it is a Sonic game, but is it
no.
like?
It's a Sonic game by name, but not by mechanics.
Not by mechanics. It's completely different. That's what I'm saying.
With saying that the Star Wars game is a Souls-like is a genre. It's not saying that it's the Dark Souls of this. It's not a From Software game. So
but his example is even better, because it's like his example is saying, like, those Sonic games aren't Sonic games anymore. It's like, they're all Sonic fucking games.
And this is why the Assassin's Creed games, the recent 3, are not Assassin's Creed games anymore.
But they are Assassin's Creed. But the same thing with, like, Mario. And Mario does their game a million fucking times over, and you go, this is another Mario game.
Because the core gameplay of every Mario game is in it. Rabbids is a good example. Rabbids is not really a Mario game. It's just a Mario name. So I would not call Mario plus Rabbids a Mario game.
Because it definitely
it's definitely not it doesn't play with the Mario's core mechanics. Sonic has played around with so many crazy shit. Like, some of the games you wouldn't call a Sonic game.
Sonic 3D is completely different than the original.
Yeah. And what is it? The Mario Rabbids game, it's more like XCOM than anything else.
Yes, exactly like XCOM.
So it's not a Mario game at all. It's, again, the name is there, but the mechanics of what it is originally is not there anymore. So with Dynasty Warriors, they stayed with the same repetitive bullshit from the beginning. Even when it comes to a different skin of a Warriors game, Hyrule Warriors, the fucking Legend of Zelda one.
Fire Emblem.
It's the same bullshit, just with Legend of Zelda over it. Or if not, the Berserk Musou game. It's fucking Dynasty Warriors, Berserk.
One Piece. Perfect
example. Oh, yes. Or fucking Persona Strikers even. That's also like a Persona Musou game.
Yeah. It's out of, I would say, from my opinion, Strikers is like the most different, but it is still a Musou game, just because of the mechanics that they have for it. But
so Musou games are the genre. Souls-likes is that genre. Fucking Assassin's Creed is not a genre in of itself, because it's been the only game that's been pretty innovative from the beginning to have these mechanics of, like, the face buttons doing something different with your character. But that went out the fucking window once they made it into an RPG where you have to, like, literally fucking min-max yourself to actually assassinate somebody the way that you were able to originally in the game with fucking ease. Because when you had the double blades and fucking with Ezio, at that point, no matter how big they were, 2 enemies dropped like that. Now it's okay, fucking you hit 1 for 51, the other one you roll the fucking nat 1, so now he only takes 2 damage. Like, that's not Assassin's Creed.
So I didn't know this, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to play Assassin's Creed now.
You're arguing with us over something you haven't even played.
I have not played them since, brother, because they all look the same.
Oh, jeez.
They do look exactly the same.
This is what
for
I've
all
been
I know, it
telling
was the
you.
same.
This is what I've been telling you. It's a very completely different. It's not the same franchise anymore at all. Guaranteed. If I had you, if I loaded this game into your system right now and you didn't see the title screen and you just started playing the game, you would not know it's Assassin's Creed game.
Yo,
I'm gonna play the last Assassin's Creed game now. We're
can,
gonna
can I
find
tell
out.
you what's funny? It's Origins the ones that I know we were talking about it, but I didn't really watch much gameplay from it because getting shanked in the neck and the enemy throwing you off kind of threw me off. And it was like, oh, you only did 75 damage. And then I looked at my brother and I was like, so he's not dead from getting stabbed in the neck? I didn't know he was immune to damage.
Yeah.
Nah, that's cap. It should be based on realism because if I get stabbed in the neck, but like at least that, you know what I mean? Keep like base it on like realism as much as possible. We know that they're men in hoods and they assassinate people. I mean they kill people. I don't even know why I use the word assassinate people.
Assassins people.
Assassin people. they kill people and like getting stabbed or getting like mortally wounded should be as realistic as possible, not based on man's is level 25 and I'm 24 and I can't stab him because we're not evenly matched in level. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Like not at all.
Yeah.
In Pokemon,
And the thing is that if it didn't have the Assassin's Creed name, if you slap some like new name onto it, then I think it would be received a whole lot more. Not to say that these games are bad. Like these games aren't bad. They're just not Assassin's Creed is what we're arguing about. So like if you put a different name on it, I think we would be more okay with that game.
What was the last
You know what
Assassin's Creed game you played, Danny?
So I played the one with the Native American.
3, if I'm not mistaken.
3. Oh man, I don't know.
Did you play? You didn't play the one with the pirates?
I played the one with the
Black
Pirates.
Flag.
Yes, that was the last one. Black Flag
4.
was the last one.
Because I played the one with the Pirates too.
Yeah,
and that was the same formula. That's
it
why
was.
I stopped playing it.
Yes, that was the same. The combat with the ships was actually a lot of fun, and that was a different spin to the franchise, which was okay. Not something that like I wanted to spend so much time on it because it was a bigger focus on it, which I didn't like, but it was I liked the mechanic on it. But yeah, that was the last one I did.
So basically, you're also talking about a game where you have no idea because you actually haven't played them either.
I do
You're
because
saying that,
I've
they're
watched.
different than that, but you actually haven't played them.
I know I haven't played it, and I would admit that, and that's because I'm sick of the franchise in general. I don't support the franchise anymore, but I had at the very least looked up footage and know how the game plays based off reviews and things I've read and things I've seen. Like I've looked very much deeply into all 3 of those new RPG type games.
But reviews and things are different from like, especially like if you're looking at to see what the soul of the game is.
So just because I haven't played a game doesn't mean I can't have an opinion on it. And you're right. Like my opinion may not be as valid as one that has played the game, but my opinion still sticks because I know those games are not Assassin's Creed games, regardless of what argument you have.
But you don't know because you haven't played it. So
but I've seen,
especially if you play the evolution of it. Especially if you're.
So I haven't played Fortnite. I haven't played Fortnite since it was a tower defense game before it blew up. Before it blew up as a battle royale, doesn't mean I don't know what the game is and how it plays.
That's still completely. That's different because it doesn't have as many iterations to transition. Like there's a lot of little transitions.
Do you know how drastically Fortnite has changed since I first played it? The first
month
defense
to battle royale.
Yes, that's a drastic change.
Yeah, and I agree that maybe it's in the same line. Whereas like you can't call it the same game anymore, but it's still Fortnite, right? You're still calling it Fortnite, even though it's a completely different game.
And I can still call it Assassin's Creed, but it's not an Assassin's Creed game.
But that's what I'm saying is like if you were playing the transition, if we were the fans and we knew that we were super into the lore and everything, we probably have different opinions on it because it's like, no,
Yeah.
this is Assassin's Creed because of A, B, and C. But we don't because we don't actually like those games. And it's because of that last fucking boat game. The last boat game played exactly the same
Yeah.
from all the rest of them. So if they changed it up, I don't know. Honestly, I didn't know that. I'll probably be more for it. I'm honestly way more
Yeah,
for them
it's like I said
changing
before.
it up than
It's not a bad game. That's not what I'm arguing. What I'm arguing is that it's not an Assassin's Creed game, not what it used to be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I would
again. I would think
absolutely recommend. I would
we would
absolutely
all have
recommend
to.
you to
I
play
think
the
we
game.
really have. I think we really have to play it before we can fully make that assumption. If
I could
it's
still
still
I could still
Assassin's
have
Creed.
anybody could still have an opinion about a game without having to play the game. As long
That much is very
as long
true.
as you
But an
look
opinion,
into it as much as you can.
yes, an opinion is an opinion of whether the game is good or bad. Yeah, of course, but not an opinion whether it's the same fucking, concept of game.
Isn't that
Since
the
we
same
haven't
thing?
played it,
But
no,
then
good
also
or
here's the
bad.
thing though. Even
What's that, Randy?
though I'm like entirely fucking sick of the series and want nothing to do with it at all in terms of me giving Ubisoft my money to play this fucking thing, I will watch videos of people that have a very similar kind of like taste in games, if anything, or like
Mm-hmm.
just different video game YouTubers that will do something that I definitely fucking won't. And one of those things is play
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed. So I'll watch a video on
Mm-hmm.
that, and if I don't like how things are playing, whether it's because they're fucking up or because the game itself is just like not mechanically what I want,
You developed an opinion
then
for it.
yeah. So then with that, it's like I'm not gonna waste my money on just having a fucking eagle fly around and not being able to kill somebody like the way I used to again in Assassin's fucking Creed.
Mm. Oh.
Reviews are very different things, and so are just like full on like let's plays or playthroughs or whatever the case.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's why there's a ton of those out there, and like it's the same
Yeah.
reason why I don't play a Call of Duty anymore. Like I haven't played a Call of Duty since Black Ops 2, and it doesn't mean I can't have an opinion about the games that came out after that because I've seen the footage of it and I've seen zombies mode. I've seen all these other different modes and different add-ons that they've added to it. Doesn't interest me whatsoever, and I don't think it's
Mm-hmm.
the same game that it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Honestly,
For,
last one I did was
for,
fucking
for,
Modern Warfare 2.
Oof.
for me,
Thanks.
for me, it's Call of Duty is different. Call of Duty, I only play zombies. So like every Call of Duty that comes out with zombies, because I enjoy the story of it, and this one has a bit of the story for the previous games. So that's why I personally only play, I would say, zombies, but not Call of Duty in general. I don't like multiplayer. I don't like the war zone. I don't care for it. It's not my cup of tea. But zombies is something I enjoy because I actively invested years of time to watch the story for it. So it's been like since Black Ops 1, I've been literally hooked with zombies.
Mm-hmm.
The experience that I have with Assassin's Creed, I haven't played I wouldn't say all of them, but I've played a few of them, and two of them, like 1 and 2, and then I've tried the other ones to see how it is. And like it doesn't feel the same. And that's something that I had an issue with. Then I had my brother play it, and then I watched him play it, and he said the same thing. Like, it doesn't feel the same. It feels weird, like for an Assassin's Creed game. And he didn't like it. He beat the game, but he didn't like it. But again, he only beat it because of the name. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I just won't play it. And then the Valhalla one came, and all the one after Origins came, and then Valhalla, and then I was like, I'm still not gonna get it because if they have the same idea of Origins, why the fuck am I gonna spend money on a game that I know how it's gonna play
Mm-hmm.
by playing the previous one? You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah,
It's the point in demos. It's the point in trailers. It's the point in gameplay
Mhm.
footage. Like so you can get an educated guess or do some research on whether this
Mhm.
game interests you or not.
Yeah, but that's the demo gameplay. We've been watching other people play it completely different from getting a feel of whether or not the game is the same, calling it the same game. I mean, you can't
I mean,
say
there's kind of one way to play Assassin's Creed, and that's like stealthily, which
well,
is what it was
that's
supposed
that.
to be.
So
Now
yeah, if I say Assassin's Creed, what goes through your head? Stealth.
Ninjas.
before you knew that it was a
blades.
fucking RPG now.
Yeah, before that, like what goes through your head when you think Assassin's Creed?
monks for some reason because they always have fucking
One.
monks. And I mentioned this before. There's always
So
monks everywhere.
actually, so great example, because every single Assassin's Creed had a character pretty much dressed in a sense. You know, they were all dressed the same way, aside from the fact that they wore like their period piece type of outfit. You know, their version of it with the hood and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and Assassin's Creed or actually Origin had the hood, but Odyssey and
That's the hood.
Valhalla, they
Valhalla has it
don't
too. I saw
they
the
don't
footage.
they don't start off wearing that stuff though. That's only
But
if
they
you
still-
equipped it. They don't stay that
Wouldn't it-
way throughout the game.
Doesn't Black Hood? Don't you have to get?
But you
Do you
still
automatically
get it,
start with the
though.
hoodie?
What's
Or
that,
do
Kevin?
you- I mean, in
Black
Black
Flag.
Flag, like Black Flag. In Black Flag, don't you like not start off with the hood as well, or is it? Or am I thinking of another one?
No, Black Flag. You literally take someone's outfit.
Oh, and it happens to be
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
you're not even part of the Brotherhood. I think.
Yeah.
Someone dies and you just like take their shit and you're like,
Yeah.
well, here I am.
Well, and
sense.
again,
Even
that
less
aspect
Assassin's
is-
Creed.
But that happened in that happened in a lot of the few of the others, but you either earn it somehow or get it or train it or whatever, and then you get they make it a big deal. So that's on par with all of them.
I mean, what if
Not
what if
necessarily.
what if I
No, 'cause
mentioned
one
to
was a
you?
Brotherhood. Two was
One was a
family
Brotherhood.
thing, no?
Yeah, and
I don't remember which fuck
The-
two was, to be honest.
3 was
Three was family.
and-
Three was family.
and remember you didn't even like one of them. I forgot which one it was that you didn't have. It was like a brown hood or some shit. Like it was a completely different type of hood, and you had to literally gain the hood, and they made like a huge like ceremony almost off of it, you know. And
I
it was like,
remember.
okay, I get it.
I mean,
I'm
what
a
if
lost.
what if I mentioned to you that there's a new Castlevania game coming out, and then I showed you footage, and it's a first-person shooter?
Why would you
That's-
lie to me?
That's completely different. That's 100%
That's Assassin's
different.
Creed Origin. A fucking
No,
Yes,
if they
it
made a
is.
first-person
Yes,
shooter,
it is.
If you made it a first-person shooter, then we're like, yeah, that's
the
not
core
Assassin's Creed, it's
mechanics of
first-person
the
shooter, yeah.
franchise that you're thinking of is completely gone. That's the point me and Randy are trying to tell you, is that the core mechanics of the game that you well know are gone.
So
That
that's where
doesn't
it's Castlevania the name, not Castlevania the game.
It's like Pac-Man being a
Fucking Ali
platform.
Clark with the Tech 9 right there, just fucking ripping everyone a new one. Shit.
Fucking bazooka Dracula in the face in the end.
Yeah,
You
right.
know, Resident Evil
Actually,
style.
to kind of like go with that, like an actual thing that got scrapped. So Mega Man, you think
Mhm.
run and jump man, right? Run, jump, shoot. That's it.
Platformer,
Slide, get
yeah.
them powers.
Wasn't it
They
supposed to
had
have
a-
strap?
Oh my god, they had a first person shooter in development fucking years ago for Mega Man
Ew.
that looked really edgy, really
Really?
weird. It had like glory kills and shit, and this was like years ago, and that got scrapped really
Is
quickly.
this like a developer
Oh,
demo
God.
or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll look up what it is again because I
Yeah.
saw it a couple months ago. But yeah, no, it was nothing like what Mega Man was. It was again just the fucking name, but it was more like Metroid Prime than anything, but like a knockoff, if you will.
Mm-hmm. That's
So,
kind of the feel that I had with Mega Man Legends. When Mega Man Legends came out, I was just like, this isn't a Mega Man game. It was good. I love that game, but it wasn't a Mega Man game. I was just like, this is weird playing this like third person like action adventure ish type of thing. It wasn't so much of a platformer. Great story, great RPG ish elements and stuff like that. And the action and all that was awesome. But I was like, this is not a Mega Man game at all. And they don't really make games like that anymore. They made Mega Man, they made Legends 2, and I think they were doing 3, or maybe 3 just came out for Japan only. I'm not sure. But then you haven't heard from it since.
That's like Mega Man Command Mission. I mean,
I was gonna
what is it,
say,
Mega Man X-Men
holy
Command Mission.
shit!
Which one?
Command Mission. It's a completely different. It's a literal turn-based RPG.
Yeah,
Mega Man.
Wasn't it
X-Men.
like a
But
tactics?
it's so
Tactical?
good.
It's so fucking.
No,
good.
no.
Yeah.
Tactics is the one with network transmission.
Network. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
right.
That's the one where the kid like plugs himself in or whatever the fuck and have like different little chips and shit.
Yeah.
No, command mission
Command
is literally
Mission.
U0 and X0 and what the fuck is his name?
Was
The
it
guy with the
Dragon?
two guys.
It was so stupid. It was Shadow something. It was like an obvious bad guy name. It's fucking.
Shadow Man.
Either way, nice. This fucking like that one was very very different, but it was really good. It was for the GameCube.
Oh, okay. I've never played
Holy
those. I've
shit.
never got to play those.
You can skip network transmission. Definitely play fucking Command.
Yeah.
If you don't play it, just watch it.
So I let us go on for quite a while, mostly because of the fucking internet. So we're just making up for some lost time to try to extend the episode. But we're gonna start winding down to the. I still hear you pounding on that fucking controller, Kevin.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm
really
playing
loud.
fucking Tekken. I'm sorry.
It's really loud. It's really loud, though.